What's up, everybody? This is Trinity Gamer 333 here today to bring you the next video in the Xenoverse 3 series videos. And it has been a couple of days since I've done an upload, and I do apologize for that. I have gotten kind of busy in life recently, but I'm starting to get back into it now, and without further ado, we're going to bring you to the next video. And for those of you that don't know, this is a series of videos in which we talk about new implementations and ideas to add into the next installment in the Xenoverse franchise. And this is a culmination of ideas from around the community as well as my own into the game I like to call the Dragon Ball game to end all Dragon Ball games. And today we'll be talking about Part 3, Character Creation, Subpart 8, the Key Types. And without further ado, let's begin. So in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, there was a lot of there's a lot of different color variations, not that you could customize yourself, but that involved with the different transformations from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan Blue to Golden form for the Frieza race. But I think that they should add not necessarily a different color aura change. I'll get to that in another video. But a different key type, and I'm going to talk about that today. So some of the key types will include normal key, android key, evil key, purehearted key, healing key, overflow key, divine, and god key. And these are different key types that can change the aura unless the aura is placed on the key aura slot. And again, I'll talk about that in another video. And it'll have each different key type will have a different effect, such as how God Key will be the only way that you can use divine transformations. And this will place a balance in the game for all characters as well, because there will be different benefits for each different key. And divine / God Key isn't necessarily going to be the absolute best key for a certain type of character. But I'll go over 3 different parts to each of the key: the effect, the charge rate change, and the color of the key, and whether the color overtakes the transformation or not. So let's talk about this. So we have first normal key. This is the base key type that you start with at the beginning of the game. There's no increase to your stats, and the charge rate is the normal charge rate as it would be in Xenoverse 2. Then this has a generic blue aura to it like it did in Xenoverse 2 as well. And it does change with transformations. When I talk about it changes with transformations, that means that when you go into Super Saiyan, you gain a yellow aura with it instead of having the normal blue aura. That's how it would be. You would have the yellow aura, or if you went into Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God, you'd have the blue or the red aura. Or if you went into your Dragon Fire form that I've talked about in my transformation videos, you'll have that orange aura instead. And this changes with all the transformations. This is the most generic key that you can get. This is what you get, and this is what you start with. And a lot of these keys you have to unlock through doing certain training things and certain missions and everything else. But the normal key is what you start with. Now we'll move on to the android type key. So this is a key that's normally used by the androids that can cause the opponent, this is one of its special effects, to lose sight of the opponent if the opponent loses stamina, because you can't sense android key. It's unsensible. So if the opponent or the android or the person with the android key does a stamina break on the opponent will actually lose sight and can't lock back on to the person until all their stamina has recovered. And I think that'd be just kind of cool, because it's like you can't sense their key, so you have to be able to visually see them first to be able to lock back onto them. This also increases your key bar total by 1. So if you have normally 3 key bars, it'll go to 4. You'll have 4 key bars, and this is because of the android's unlimited energy kind of thing. So, and then we talk about the charge rate, which is 20% faster than normal. This key type has a more whitish key type, so it's going to be whiter. It's going to be kind of like a clear key /white key. This means the key will change to the color of whatever transformation. So if you go Super Saiyan, you'll have the yellow key. You won't have the android white key. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Now we have the evil key. So this is an evil looking key that increases the key blast attack power by 5%, and the charge rate is 10% faster than normal. So the key blast attack power up by 5%, that includes your basic key attacks that you just shoot out of your hands, as well as your super and ultimate key blast attacks. So this is key similar to the supervillain character key in Xenoverse 2, and it's also similar when you charge it. It's similar to the darkness mixer charge. So that's what it kind of looks like. And then the transformations do not change color. So this key stays the same color throughout any transformation. For all the Super Saiyan transformations, it would still have that sort of darkness mixer color, or the super villain color whenever you charge. You won't have the yellow aura for Super Saiyan. And you obviously can't use this with the divine transformation, because you have to have the God key to use the divine transformations. But anyway, let's move on. So we have the Purehearted key. This is an innocent and pure-hearted key, Hearted Warrior's key, and it increases your defense by 5% and increases the charge rate by 10%. This key has a very light blue look to it, so it's a mix between the Android and the normal color key. So it's a lighter sky blue, kind of, and a lot of these colors that I'm saying are just kind of my own thoughts. This obviously could be completely different from what they end up eventually doing, if they ever were to take any of my ideas. But it's just kind of what I would like to see, kind of. So I think that the sky blue color kind of represents pureness and, pure-heartedness. So I think that'd be kind of a good color to go with it. This key does not change color, or does change color according to the transformation. So when you go Super Saiyan, it goes to yellow. Now let's move on to the healing key. This is a key that can be used to heal others or yourself automatically. When it heals health slowly over time when you're charging. So when you're using your charge attack, your maximum charge or whatever, it will slowly actually recover your health. And you can use it past maximum key to keep healing until you're healed all the way up. But it's at a slow rate, to the point where nobody's going to be able to just sit there and let you do it. So it's going to take a while to get back to full health, but I think it'd be kind of a nice little add to it. So the charge rate is about 5% slower for overall key due to the healing properties that it gives, and I think that's kind of a fair balance to the healing process that it gives. So this key has a greenish color to it to match a healing type effect, and this key does change color depending on transformation. So when you go Super Saiyan, it does turn to yellow. So now let's go to the overflow key. This is a key type that causes the user's key to explode and overflow, increasing physical attack power by 5%, and if the key is maxed out, it grants super armor for 15 seconds, and the charge rate is increased by 5%. And I think that this would be kind of cool, because you look at somebody like Broly, who is the picture, obviously, and he had an overflow of ki, and whenever he powered up and he started, he did his charge up or whatever, and he finally turned into his new form, his legendary Super Saiyan form, he was taking every hit that he could take, and nothing was phasing him. So I think it'd be kind of cool to have the super armor effect to it. So this key is a dark green and yellow in color, similar to Broly's, and when charging, the key will whip around all over the place as if it's out of control. So it'll have kind of like shocking waves going throughout whenever you're actually charging, and just have a cool kind of cinematic effect to it. And that just would kind of make it kind of just really more for show, that part, but it just would be really cool. This key will not change color with transformations, even in transformations, the color of this key will remain and will not be overtaken. So it'll have that dark green and yellow in color look, even in Super Saiyan. So it won't be just yellow. Or even in golden form, it won't be gold. It'll be that dark green and yellowish color. And it'll be different colors. It'll be the same color throughout all the transformations. So now we get to Divine Key. So this is a key that is used by divine characters. Use this key to obtain the divine transformations, and it increases all stats by 5%. The charge rate is increased by 15%. So this key color will be different for every race. For the Saiyans, it'll have the Super Saiyan God type color, which will be reddish. So this is all in their base form as well. All these key colors also always start with the base form kind of idea, and then we talk about the different transformations. But the humans will have the orangish Dragonfire form color. The Frieza race will have the golden/purple color, which will be like the golden god form. The Namekians will have a green/gold color, which will be divine Namekians. The Majins will have a rainbow, and this is to mimic the many different types of transformations they can have in their divine state. And the androids will have a grayish sort of aura to match their divine perfect or divine super android form. This key color does change with only one type of transformation, and that's from the Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan Blue for the Saiyans, in which it goes from the red of the Saiyans to the blue for the blue for Super Saiyan Blue. So all the other colors will stay constant if you have Divine Key equipped. So even if you turn Super Saiyan, you'll still have that reddish orange, that reddish color for the Saiyans. If you just use max power, the humans will still have that orangish color, and so on and so forth. And I just think that all these different key types and adding the different colors as well would have a cool cinematic effect to your character, that you can bring your character really to life and give you a lot more variety throughout the actual game. So that's just kind of my idea. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe to me at TrinityGamer333. Leave a like and a comment. And the next video is part 3, character creation, subpart 9, auras. And I think a lot of you guys will enjoy this video as we talk about all the different color types that we can use to stack on top of our characters to add a new aura color to them. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.